hopefully come the first of the year, I can assemble something and put a show out. I watched a YouTube video yesterday that was really cool. It was a master mechanic. He went to Harbor Freight and put together a $1,500 toolkit for the apprentice or starting out mechanic coming into the, right out of the school or becoming an oil
Right.
change person. So I love that idea. I've watched a lot of those videos. So I was kind of wanting to do something like that for our listeners, do a video like that. Your mobile setup, here's your van, here's what a toolbox looks like. This is what you're going to get, kind of bold. But hopefully some more tool companies join that, because I know I talked to PC about it. I looked over their kit. Their kit is good, but it has a lot of tools in there that don't really need to be there. They're kind of obsolete, or, yes, you might need them if you start doing more of the older vehicles, but realistically, 2010 is probably the oldest vehicles you're going to really work on nowadays, unless you're a specialty shop. That's my
Right.
opinion.
So if you went at this a different way, James, if you say, what are the top 10 glasses that are replaced?
Oh yeah, yeah, okay.
So take those top 10 glass and say, what is every tool I need to replace those top 10? Because you're not going to start a new technician out on a Tesla. You're
No,
not going to start them out on a Peterbilt or whatever. You're going to say, here's the top 10. And maybe say, okay, what do I need if I took those top 10? And you guys probably can rattle them off like that, right?
mm-hmm.
It depends on market, but yeah, they're probably, they're basic ones. Your new Hondas and Subarus,
Yep. And
trucks.
why you have to, your socket set has to go up to a 19 is because, you got 17s on Hondas, and some of the rear glasses, you got to take that motor off and it's a 19 and blah 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 blah.
So,
But
what I dedicate to you is in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we will put together a plan and we will come out with a kit,
Right
beautiful,
on.
and
beautiful.
we'll call it the Pink is Beautiful kit.
Fuck yes. Fuck yeah. I love that. I love that. That is amazing. So yeah, I think that's great. I can't wait to see what you put together. Because I really do want to, like last year I did. Would you get into the auto glass? Should you get into the auto glass business in 2025, given the market? And I'm going to do another one in 2026. And because I do think that there needs to be, we're slow right now. Everyone's slow right now. Okay. The climate is not building confidence for people to go out and spend a bunch of money. So it is slow right now. And we have a lot of back and forth with the insurance companies and TPAs and links, and then SGC. They're going back and forth with this lawsuit thing, or with the whatever that whole thing is they're doing. So there's a lot of uncertainty in the market right now, but it'll come back around. It always does.
It will.
I mean, us older guys, guys and gals, we had to go through those ebbs and flows, to where you could realistically set your watch by when you were going to be slow. I mean, every year you could be like, okay, we're taking vacation in October because September we're going to be starting to slow down. October is going to be a little bit slower. February, we're going to really kick off and then be good through the summer. But we
Well,
need
and they
to
had
get,
layoffs regularly all the time back then,
yeah.
in the early 90s,
Mm,
80s. There was layoffs every year pretty much.
So that the only thing I would suggest, I just did Glass Build America down in Orlando, and that's all flat glass and glaziers. And when you compare like Auto Glass Week to a Glass Build America, I mean it's pennies to dollars. The amount of money, the amount of you know different specialties in that those fields. If I was going into auto glass, I would also learn to do flat glass.
you have
Because,
to.
yeah, because there's so many opportunities. When it does get slow, there's so many people out there. You just drive around neighborhoods if you want, broken glass in houses or mirrors or patio doors or anything like that, and you already have 60 to 70% of the knowledge of how to take glass out.
Right.
And frankly, it's just a few more tools.
Hmm.
There isn't a lot in there. So if if somebody asked me, hey, how do I mitigate the slow times in auto glass, I would say, well, learn to do a little bit of flat glass.
Yeah. Yeah, because all you need is a bolt caulking gun, a 5-in-1, a dead blow, a set of cutters for your stops and for your vinyl, a couple pry bars. Yeah, I mean, nothing crazy will you need for, and also most buildings glaze to the outside, so you don't even have to worry about going into some people's businesses, maybe to clean up a little bit, but realistically, you're outside the whole time. I think
Yep.
most residentials glaze to the outside too, depending on some of the Pella windows. Anyways, I had to work in that field as well because, we were an all-encompassing glass shop at Richardson. We did everything. So I had to learn pretty much everything. And I think that that definitely helped my skill set when it come to auto glass, and it diversified. And when we were slow, I could go help glazers to make sure I maintained my hours and wasn't getting laid off.